based on my previous videos where I had to talk about McLaren having their woes against keeping up with the rockets of the Mercedes, it turns out that they are not the only ones who are suffering this. I mean, aside Mercedes and the Scuderia Ferrari team, almost every team are not enjoying the new FIA regulations. And one of such teams is the Red Bull team, and their driver, that is Max Verstappen, has been vocal about it. At a point, he even called the Formula One cars Formula E on steroids. Now, Formula E is a different racing competition which runs basically on electric motors, that is run on batteries. So, unlike Formula One cars that run on fuel, Formula E is just about the electric motors. And now that with this new F1 regulation that the Formula One cars will run both on fuel and electric motors, 50% fuel, 50% electric, you know, some things are not yet to adjust to this new development. And as a result, they are really suffering this on track. And Red Bull are unable to find a balance with this. During the development stages, the preseason, that Mercedes were able to fine tune this development for their team. It was believed that Red Bull got a hint that, oh, Mercedes are able to fine tune or find a loop around the rules of Formula One, thereby giving them maximum performance with their cars. And because Red Bull were unable to implement this or replicate this in their own car, they had to leak the story to other teams, thereby making other teams call out Mercedes and petitioning them to the FIA, trying to see if the FIA can, punish them, but FIA are unable to take a stand. And of course, Mercedes keep on saying, look, we didn't break the rule. We still played according to the FIA rules, so you can't really punish us. And yeah, FIA are still looking at it, still debating, seeing how they can go about this. However, like I said, teams are not really happy. They are unable to find a breakthrough for their cars. If you look at the first race in Australia, Max Verstappen had his car spun. His car crashed during the qualifying that he had to start from the back of the grid, something that's not happened in his career before. And in the second race at China, he was really nowhere to be found. So, of course, certainly is really unhappiness in the Red Bull team. Isakaja, who is a new member of the Red Bull team, yeah, he was able, even though he did well in the qualifying in Australia, in the second race of the season, there was a technical engine failure, and so it's not a happy moment for Red Bull, and why they are still struggling to see how they can come around it. Max Verstappen is wishing or hoping that the rules will actually change in his favor, or somehow along the future that things better happen fast and they're able to get a head start to see how they can be leading from the front. Being that he has always been on the front row, having the pole position, winning the Grand Prix. Max Verstappen is a four-time world champion. So seeing him not being in the front row would really be devastating for him, and it's quite understandable. So there's nothing much to say here other than really hope that Red Bull are able to find a way around it, just as Scuderia Ferrari have done and Mercedes has done, and are able to compete with the rest of the team.